Welcome back to Grammar Fundamentals for the SAT. This is Chapter 11, Lesson 80. Now we turn to the everyday commas, the ones in names, places, and dates that you write all the time. Today, commas with titles, addresses, and numbers. First, titles. When a title follows a person's name, set it off with commas. Rachel Cooney, Mayor of Tisdale, will run for re-election. The title, Mayor of Tisdale, gets a comma before it and a comma after it because the sentence keeps going. When the title ends the sentence, you only need the one comma before it. My doctor is Barry Brooks, MD. The title MD just needs that single comma to separate it from the name. Next, addresses and places. Use commas to separate the parts of an address or a geographical location. Her address is 12 Elm Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. A comma falls after the street and after the city, but not between the state and its zip code. The same goes for any place name. The Grand Canyon is not far from Flagstaff, Arizona. A comma always follows the city when the state comes next. Now dates, where most mistakes happen. When you give a full date, month, day, and year, use commas. Friday, March 17th, 1994 is the parade. A comma after the weekday, and a comma after the day before the year. But do not add a comma when only the month and day are given, June 10th, or only the month and year, January 1991. With just two parts, there's nothing to separate, so no comma. Full date, commas. Partial date, none. One more case, references. When you point a reader to an exact source, use commas to set off its parts. The entry appears in World Book, Volume 4, pages 740 to 745. Each piece, the title, the volume, the pages, is separated by a comma so the reader can follow the trail. Same logic as everything else today. Commas keep the parts of a label from running together. Let's practice. Decide whether each sentence needs a comma added or is already correct. Watch the dates especially. Pause and try each. The Grand Canyon is not far from Flagstaff, Arizona. A comma always follows the city when the state comes right after, so we need one after Flagstaff. So the answer is needs a comma. We plan to visit Yosemite in June 1996. Only the month and the year are given, two parts, so there's nothing to separate, and no comma belongs. So the answer is correct as is. My new class will begin on March 29th, 1994. Here we have month, day, and year, a full date, so a comma separates the day from the year. So the answer is needs a comma. Three more. Each sentence is missing one comma for a title, a place, or a date. Decide where it belongs. Pause and try each. Harvey Webster, my professor, will teach us about the peregrine falcon. The title, my professor, follows the name, so the missing comma goes after Webster. So the answer is comma after Webster. Boston, Massachusetts is the setting for many of Robert Parker's mysteries. A comma follows the city before the state, so it goes after Boston. So the answer is comma after Boston. She told me her birthday was February 11th, 1978. It's a full date, so a comma separates the day, 11, from the year. So the answer is comma after 11. Let's wrap up. A title that follows a name is set off with commas. The parts of an address and a city followed by its state take commas. And for dates, A full date with month, day, and year gets commas, but a partial date, only month and day, or only month and year, gets none. References work the same way. Separate each part. Great work! In Lesson 81, we'll finish with direct address and tag questions.